Hello, it is Askkrystalracquel and I'm back again with a video today. I wanted to stop in. I have a topic today. It's just about individuals who maybe aren't happy for you, and there's certain ways you can tell. Have you ever been on social media like Instagram where you put posts and there's individuals who don't necessarily interact with you, but they are there watching all of your stories? That's something you want to be mindful of. That's something you want to take note of. There's individuals who are really just around just to watch what you're doing, and whatever you're doing possibly makes them feel some sort of insecurity or some sort of negative emotion surrounding what you're doing. So you want to be very careful when you see someone constantly looking at your stuff and they never react to it, they never like it. Let's just say it's about Instagram on one of your stories. Be really cautious of that, because that can be an indicator that something else is going on. And there's other scenarios as well. There may be a scenario where, let's say when you post different food, let's say when you post you by yourself, let's say when you post you in a new outfit, perhaps they will like all your stories, they'll like what you're doing. But let's say you end up posting your boyfriend, let's say you end up posting your fiance or your husband, those same people who always like your other things, they will just look and not like it. People might say, oh, that's no indicator. No, it possibly is. I'll just use myself as an example because I feel like examples are very helpful for people. There's been times where, let's say I'll post something, let's say I'll post a gift that I received from my mom, and I'll say, oh, thanks, mom. Individuals may look, individuals who constantly interact with me, when I post things of myself, they might like it. They like the pictures of myself, like the pictures of the gift that my mom bought. But let's say I'll post myself, it could be even you. I'll post myself on a date. I'll post myself, let's say I posted that I received something from my husband. It could be anything really, or I thanked my husband for something, even if it was like food. They won't interact, they won't like it. Those are really things you want to watch out for. And I'm not somebody who constantly says, oh, this person's jealous, this person is that, but you just want to be careful about those people, because some people are really just around to watch what you do, and they may even be hoping for your downfall. So that was one scenario, the scenario about people liking certain things, right? Interacting with you, if it's something where they don't feel, it doesn't cause some sort of a negative emotion in them, right? So if they see you in a nice outfit, that might not trigger them. For someone else, it might. If they see you in a nice outfit, if they see you dressed up, if they see you out in a park somewhere, if they see you picking flowers, if they see you exercising in one of your stories or whatever you want to post, but then they're fine, they'll like it, they'll look at it, they'll react. But when you post something that's maybe something that they do not have, that's another point I wanted to make. Something that they don't have. Let's say they don't go on dates. Let's say they don't have a boyfriend and you have a boyfriend. Then now they don't interact with those things. They'll watch, or let's say you post a lot of things. They'll like the certain things, but then they won't like any of the posts related to, let's say, the boyfriend, if you have one. Those things you want to watch out for, because those kind of show whether or not that person is actually really for you. I know it sounds crazy to some people. That really shows if somebody is there for you, because that is almost showing that they can only be happy for you if it's something that they feel it's attainable to them, or it's something that they already have. So if it's somebody who doesn't have a boyfriend, you're posting your boyfriend, and you know that they like all of your stuff except that, you may want to consider or think about whether or not that person is actually supportive of you. And then there may be other people who are really just there watching you. They don't like you. This case you have to be cautious of, because if it's, some people really just go through and look at everything and don't like anything. You want to make sure it's not somebody like that, not just somebody who is on Instagram or social media and they just look at stuff, they don't like it. But if it's someone who, for whatever reason, that they do like other people's things, they sometimes do react to certain things, but notice that they're just always watching your things. I do believe like it's 1 second until Instagram would log something as a view. So there's possibilities sometimes where someone might just be clicking through stories of everyone and it just pops up, your story just pops up, and then it looks like they were looking at it, but they weren't. But there are some people who will look through anything that you post. They want to know what you're doing, but then they're not reacting to you. They're not even speaking to you. Haven't heard from them in years. Some people really just want to monitor what you do. That's the same for, this is a good point. That's the same for some people who are out there. They're really just watching, or they're asking about you. Let's say there's someone that you don't even interact with, you don't speak to. Maybe you had a falling out with someone, but somebody that you know mutually is always coming to you saying, so-and-so asked about you. They want to know how you were doing. But let's say the both of you didn't end up having a good relationship. You both decided not to talk to each other. Let's say that person even decided not to speak to you anymore. But now they're asking about you, like, oh, I hope she's doing well. How is she? What's she up to? Oh, how's her work going for her? Is she still at the same job? Is she dating anyone now? Where does she live? Those are questions that people who just want to find out information about you will ask. So you want to be careful about those things too. If there's a mutual person between you and someone who probably doesn't like you too much, you both don't, even if you don't know if they dislike you or not, someone you don't speak to, you guys aren't friends, you guys maybe used to be friends, or maybe you were never friends. If someone doesn't talk to you, if someone doesn't have a great relationship with you, there's no reason why they should be asking anyone about you. Because I know, at least for me, when I ask questions about someone, it's someone that I have interest in, right? I'm not even gonna say rarely, I will say almost never do I ask questions about someone who I'm not interested in, or I don't know them, I don't want to have a relationship with them. The only time I ask a question about somebody is if I want to know what happened in a conversation. Like, oh, like what happened? Like what did that person say to you? Did I come up in conversation? That sort of thing. But in terms of asking how somebody is, what they're up to, oh, did they finish their program? Are they pregnant? Those are not questions that you ask about people who you don't like or that you don't have an interest in. So if someone's asking a lot of questions about you, you don't talk to them. They're just wanting to get information about you. And some people might not really understand, but I think I spoke about another video about keeping your mouth shut to battle the spirit of jealousy. Oftentimes you don't want to give a lot of details about your life, because even just telling someone something that doesn't like you, sometimes, depending on where their spirit's at or what spirits they may potentially have inside of them, you're speaking to those spirits. So let's say there's a mutual friend, and this friend knows that you have been, trying to have a baby, you just conceived, and then they're having a conversation with that person who doesn't like you, that you don't really know, and they're speaking about it, like, oh yeah, so-and-so has been really struggling to conceive and now they're pregnant. That person who doesn't like you, there may be some things going on inside of them, and they may now be wishing bad for you. Even if they don't say it out loud to anyone, you just really want to be careful about those things. The reason why this actually came up for me was, it made me start thinking about it, was that when I recently, I'm almost there, I'm full term, I posted some maternity photos that my husband and I took together. And people might say, well, this, whatever I'm gonna say next, they might say, well, that doesn't mean anything. No, it does. And I found out that it did. It didn't sit well with me. So I just posted a couple maternity photos on one of my social media platforms. we got a ton of photos back, maybe like 200. I posted like just four, one with my stomach and my husband's hand and my hand together with our wedding rings, and two of me by myself, and then one with him and I together. And I received a lot of, posts, people saying congratulations or, wonderful, great news, that sort of thing. And of course, just because somebody says great news and congratulations, that doesn't mean that they actually are happy for you. But I believe that the people who responded to me are happy for me. And I posted, very late in the pregnancy. And there was one person that stood out to me. It's somebody that I knew from when I was an older teen. I knew her from like way back when, actually, but that's like the last we probably spoke. People from like school, right? Your grammar school, grammar school, secondary school, all that stuff, high school. And I noticed that she posted a comment that to me made me, actually, I spoke to her not too long ago. She had reached out to me some months back, earlier this year, at the very end of last year, maybe, I can't remember exactly, but she had reached, so in the comment, she said, congratulations. It said, congratulations. There was no exclamation point. There was no emoji. People might say, what? That doesn't mean anything. But something inside of me just made me think that seemed kind of off. You have to listen to your spirit sometimes. I mean, normally I wouldn't think anything of it, but it was just odd. It just like something just said something to me. It said, congratulations, capital C, ONGRATULATIONS. No period, no punctuation, no exclamation, no emoji, nothing. Congratulations almost always comes with something like a heart or a celebratory something, or even a exclamation. And this girl was a very nice girl, but just like seeing it was like, is she okay? I went to her page. I saw that she had been married for, I want to say like at least 5 years, and doesn't have a baby or anything. So that was my answer right there. But oftentimes people don't even realize, they don't even know that they're showing how they really feel. So she's a nice girl, and I'm sure she doesn't really wish anything bad for me, but something told me to check out her page. And that, I know not everybody wants kids, but I'm sure she would like children. So my first thought was, okay, that makes sense. It was just a congratulations just to say it, not actually really meaning it. She most likely wants a child as well. So that's basically all I wanted to say. Just be mindful about those things. You have to really be in tune with the Holy Spirit, and really be in tune with, the Holy Spirit that lives inside of you. And just be mindful. Don't post too much, especially don't give too much information until you've reached like your pinnacle of success. Wait until the very end to make your announcements. Speaking of that, I have an announcement to make to you all as well, but that should be coming in next week, probably when I have some time. But thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Bye.